Today we're going to be looking at The Row, and this account is super important to me because it basically started the foundations of like everything I'm known for, identifying with something that I had seen exist in the world, right? So what we are going to do first is talk about the Row drawstring pouch. The drawstring pouch came out of an idea of needing another edition of a manager's bag, a TPM Picotin, like I said before. The Fendi Mini Baguette needed something of a trifecta to finish it off with in complement to the Bottega bassinet bag. So what I wanted to do was create a The Row drawstring pouch that was centered from revising Backpack 11. So this is Backpack 11 and it's one of the pieces that I wish I had in my wardrobe. The way that I saw it working for my lifestyle now, because I don't usually carry backpacks and this was meant to carry me out into my new future life, was I wanted to take the same build and construct that you do with the leather and just make it into a smaller pouch. So this is said to be made into a day formal square handheld slinging pouch. Same strap clasping to the inner backside of the bag with inside zip pocket. The Row bar hardware and leather drawstrings. So this backpack is rectangular. I wanted to make this bag more squared off. So when you look at the dimensions that I put in, that was kind of the idea that I had for what this bag would feel like. Basically, all their bags they've done are all experimental and nothing has really suspended in time for something that is classic and long term. So I remember that they had this like square surf tote with a circle handle, and they also do baskets. The Ascot bag is one that I feel like has stood the most, well, I mean, in my eyes, Celine, in my eyes, it stood to be one of the most long wearing silhouettes that they carry. But in general, the Margot doesn't really count, and this one was sort of my idea for something that they could want to carry for a long time. From there, I wanted to explain the way that this would be developed for the certain retailers that we had. Lauren Santo Domingo had kind of put it out there that she may be wanting to consider gifting these bags to a few people that I choose. And I just wanted to say thank you for that, because I think once she realized that this idea was inception through me, she wanted to invest in it. So for that, I'm forever grateful if that is something that she wanted to do, because I feel like she would be a customer for the bag anyway. This bag I wanted developed in exotic leathers because Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen love to use exotic leather bags for when they are running errands for their own work with the brand. So even though it's not necessarily something that they take to sale as often, I know it's something that they totally devour on their own time. At the Row brick and mortar stores in Maxfield, Los Angeles, with the trunk show that I have with them, I wanted them to carry blue Colvert shiny croc with rose gold hardware. With the Moda Operandi trunk show, I wanted her to carry 3 colors on pre-order or made-to-order basis. So pre-order is gathering how many people they need to produce for at the shipping and distribution time of the season following. But made to order, I believe, is more on a rolling basis of it being in a lesser than 2-month span, I would say, between purchase and arrival. I'm not sure, sorry. I'm speaking for a business model that I'm not actually a part of. But I wanted them to carry raspberry shiny croc with silver hardware, so the new romantic Bordeaux color that we have going on with Vogue. Vert Colvert croc with gold hardware, because that one is most centered to my life and my family. My mother, my biological mother. Black shiny croc with rose gold hardware. So those were the 3 colors that I saw with Moda Operandi. Bergdorf Goodman would be carrying Bordeaux shiny croc as a part of their project initiative that I have with them. And for the recipients that I had in mind, I wanted them to have a 3rd piece made out of Corten steel. This is following my inauguration, like I said. Moonstone Natural Coat fabric is a fabric that I had requested Anna to develop that was going to be made into a coat for me. So you see that cited swatch of a coat? That exact fabric rendered in a colder white with creamy greens is something that I had asked her for. So Moonstone is something that I featured at the Bottega Veneta account. Natural high gray Yeezy situation is what I was looking for with this coat that they have done. That was a part of a collection that was super a part of my childhood. The next Corten steel piece in consideration is masculine satin. So I'll get into the piece that masculine satin is done for, because that is done for a limited amount of people, but I wanted to see whether or not certain recipients of mine would be interested in purchasing it in this satin colorway if they wanted to. So those would not be for sale because that is like this is my bridal bag. This is honestly my bridal bag, my corporate bridal bag. This is for my bridesmaids. So that is the reasoning why I kept this to myself. Then for my bridesmaids in question for this corporate wedding that I think that I'm having, is that I wanted them to also have the option of doing graphite or ginger shiny croc. This was my tentative lineup of people that I wanted to gift towards. So the first section are personal friends of mine and others. The second section are extended people within my community and network, aspirational, I guess you could say, that I wanted to gift for. So those are the purple brackets for Laura and Santo Domingo. And then the bottom portion has most of my prospective team at American Vogue. So those would be something that I thought Anna could handle, since thank you so much again, Lauren, if you wanted to do this. Now we're moving on to the Richard Serra Healer's Satin Angie bag. So Richard Serra was an artist that I wanted to actually have licensed out as a collaborator with this work. So between the Row and Hermes, I know that Corten steel is not a proprietary material, so they could easily do it without him, but I wanted it to be licensed out with Richard Serra because I felt like it was a great totality to the lifespan that he has. The Angie bag is not pictured here, but it is a silhouette bag that the Row carries, and I wanted to add 2 little good luck charms to the side of the bag. So in the construct of the bag, you see this loop that attaches to create a crossbody strap. I wanted to attach 2 little trinkets that would make this one of the most penultimate pieces of fashion history that I could ever think of for myself. I wanted a Chanel Healer's crystal cross attached to the strap loop because I am really into healing crystals and that part of my life. So I thought that Chanel could create one. This is an example of one that they've done in the past, but something like this would be really, really desirable to me. The second piece I wanted was this Ecru de Cartier ring, and I wanted them to do it in rose gold and hopefully be approved to add ruby bolts instead of diamonds. I have this chrome hearts ring that I used to wear, and when I stopped wearing it, I attached it to my Proenza Schooler PS11 bag through the clasps that attach the shoulder strap to the bag. So that's kind of what started the basis of this idea. It kind of reminds me of when people put locks on wire fences. So that was more the sentiment that I was feeling with this entire collection. So again, they were meant to be good luck charms, and this was limited to very specific people in my life. The Richard Serra Healer's Satin Angie bag is important to me because in the bridal situation that I have going on with my inauguration with Vogue, this was gonna be something that basically my parents have this wedding book, and on the first page my mother took a photo of her shoes, and you know, like there's that superstition that you have to have something borrowed, something this, something that. And what I remember thinking about if my life with Vogue would be created into an album, this was the most amazing piece of treasure that would fall under the category of being a part of those superstitious items that you should have as a part of the function. Oh my god, this idea makes me really quiet because I know that this is a very extraneous ask with the access. So the Richard Serra Margot 10 handbag features Corten steel hardware. So there are feet on the bottom base of the bag as well as the adjustable straps on the side of the bag. So I wanted those done in Corten steel. I chose to do 2 colorways and 3 versions of this bag. So the one that we're looking at here is done in high gray suede. I wanted to have 3 jars done by Saint Laurent. So this is a version of a charm bracelet that I saw online that was done by YSL, and these are versions of their Artie rings. I wanted to take this design principle that they do and create 3 different jars based on my favorite artworks that I had seen in the art world. We would have to construct a holster and have it sewn into the bag so it's not removable, and it would cascade as 3 jars swinging from the handbag. The stone jar design colorings that I chose were from specific works of Cy Twombly, Gerhard Richter, and Joan Mitchell for the high gray version. Alongside that, we see I wanted two different jewelry pieces to go along with the pendant. So the Saint Laurent pendant in the three motif jars will be settled as the first bit that you put on the handbag. Then, like abacus, I wanted them to be able to move around the handbag, and again, for them not to be removable. The one that lays on the middle is a chrome hearts ring with a hidden set diamond. So I wanted a chrome hearts custom ring in rose gold with a hidden set 2.7 carat baguette cut stone. I know it's a long stretch from a tiny chrome hearts ring that I put on a bag, but that was truly honestly where this is stemmed from. I chose a step cut stone because you can see through the stone more easily. It's a little bit more confronting with what it says about the way that you represent yourself. Undone stone, something that has fractures in it, that would be okay with me, and because it's hidden set, it would not be crown setted so that it's shown off, and it would actually be amulet to a molten piece of rose gold that was made into a ring. So if you see here, the prongs actually go over the stone, so you don't have any leveling over that to show the stone. The last part was I wanted to take a local Thai jeweler and have them create one of their already existing designs called the Globe Diamond Ring, and I wanted Pacharavipa to do this in white gold. So we see this as a Corten steel, rose gold, and mixed metal with white gold handbag. Why I wanted the chrome hearts ring in the middle is because when you see it sat here, you have the jar's pendant, chrome hearts ring, then the Pacharavipa ring, because the way I wanted it worn was having the Pacharavipa ring on the right, and the chrome hearts ring would actually set right on top of it. So the chrome hearts ring has kind of like a cushion that allows the two rings to rest here with the jar pendants here. So that's the visual layout of what I saw this handbag to be. So the second version is really similar. I wanted them to do it in black suede. And for the first jar is the one closest to the handle strap, and I wanted them to take the same Cy Twombly jar treatment. The second piece would be a painting by Wayne Thiebaud, and the last one is a Helen Frankenthaler piece. This one also done with a white gold jar's pendant, the chrome hearts ring in rose gold, and the Pacharavipa ring in white gold. The last portion of this is the most important because with the nature again of this handbag being similar to the price point of a very high jewelry piece, I felt like in the most safest way of being able to access this bag, I wanted it to be seen as a sculpture. When you are feeling safe in a vicinity where it is occasional enough for you to wear one of the jewelry examples that we see here on your hand, then you might want to take this handbag out. You know, in styling, I would assume that you wouldn't wear anything on your wrist and just have this handbag speak for itself for both parts of you, the hand and what object you're carrying. There are only two colorways that we see, so there's only Abstractus on high gray suede or the dark heart cake version in black suede. The reason why these are different is because these are people that I felt like were notable enough to take up to Cartier to approve of the usage of their fine jewelry in this way. And for these specific people, I wanted them to take a panther ring and make it in rose gold with blue sapphire eyes, so it still has that Americana connotation to it, and have them do this with a 2.7 carat old French cut clear diamond. It felt the most appropriate to place instead of a pearl in the example that we see here. So those were the versions that I saw. I saw two versions for a contemporary customer, and I saw this last version as something that needed a little bit more etiquette with how we saw the usage of these luxury materials being done in a way that could be seen as vulgar. The last version is something that started this entire series for me. This was a gift I wanted to give to Kim when we do start working together in this magazine. So this is Kim's Richard Serra Marco 15 bag in black suede with Corten steel hardware. I wanted Philip Lim to go through his archives of when he used to work with Kim and create index card-sized anecdotes of textile filings, old expense reports, sell-throughs, just a bunch of different memories about what Kim had done for him. I wanted them hole punched and made into interchangeable cards with a lanyard made out of crochet, basically done like this. So you know how when you walk into certain offices and you need your pass, that either has your photo ID or it's just a regular pass that like goes through magnetic security protocol. I wanted it to be similar where it doesn't have an ID, it doesn't have like a company card, but it just has like old memories from her past successes as generating business revenue and operational things for a company or a person that she's worked with before. So that would be clipped onto a sort of door knocker like this, and this door knocker was something that I saw hanging on the strap of the bag. The same globe diamond ring, and then I wanted Patcher Vipa to work with me to figure out what would be the last fine jewelry element to provide. Then for the sides of the handbag, since this is a Margot 15, it reads more like a Birkin 30. I wanted them to crochet this in different fun colors. So I said that I wanted to go to a local New York-based crocheter to yarn bomb the sides of the handbag. So yarn bombing is this culture that we have in America, and I wanted one side to be Mexican Floral Fiesta Medley to surround one side of the adjustable straps, and the other side to be red flames on a black surround because that's Kim's a Sagittarius. So just yarn bombing ever so slightly the straps to the handbag, so very slightly, subtly on the sides of the handbag. The last thing that I said was on the other side of the handbag, then I wanted her to have a complete set of 5 jar pendants. So we have this first Cy Twombly piece that is seen across both. Then I wanted to add all the participating artworks that we see to create a 5 jar pattern that reads similar to like an Hermes jewelry chain that they've done in the past. So having it attach here, and spun as a smiley face over the other side of the handbag.